Welcome back to the Movement Network Bar. Today we're going to talk about Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez, a fight that if you are a boxing fanatic, you have to be extremely excited that this fight has gotten done. I think it's about time that we, the fans, start getting the fights that we want. I think 2020 is shaping up to be an amazing year so far. Just a couple more fights and we're going to get everything we want for 2022. So let's talk about this fight. So I just want to say this off the bat. I do think that Valdez is going to have to show something new in order to beat, if he wants to beat someone like Shakur Stevenson. Like something he's never done before. I know that we saw the way that Oscar Valdez dismantled and destroyed with somewhat ease Miguel Bruchette, but I do think that, Bruchette is just a straight up and down fighter. Nothing special. I'm talking about Miguel Bruchette. Nothing special about him. Whereas Shakur Stevenson is a whole different animal. Shakur Stevenson is a boxing trainer's dream. He is a coach's dream. The kid is just in another level. The kid does everything plus everything else right. He is physically gifted, and I do think that Valdez will have to come in and take 4 or 5 shots just to land one. The good news for him is that Shakur Stevenson really doesn't have that much power. If you ever were to criticize Shakur Stevenson, it would be on the lack of power that he has. So Shakur Stevenson, 17 fights, 9 KOs, 24 years old, from Newark, New Jersey. His last fight is the one that I was mostly impressed for. The kid blew me out of the water with that fight versus Jamel Herrings. What a fight. Before that, I remember seeing him versus Christopher Diaz, a fight that I personally thought that Top Rank was pushing him a bit too. It was a bit too soon for me. But what he did to Christopher Diaz was, again, it was masterful. It was a master class. He won by unanimous decision, and then don't forget how he beat Joet Gonzalez, a guy that was Shakur Stevenson was dating his sister, and the father had a problem with that because Shakur Stevenson was African-American. So I was very pleased and very happy that Shakur Stevenson was able to beat Joet Gonzalez. And since then, I have not, and will not, by the way, ever be a fan of Joet Gonzalez just because of the way and how his family conducted themselves and how racist they are. So since then, I have not ever seen or will ever see another fight from Joet Gonzalez, and I do know he's out there, but I just don't follow him anymore. And with that said, Valdez is going to be a tough client, but I do think Shakur Stevenson should be able to take this fight. It's not going to be easy. Oscar Valdez is a 2-time Olympian. He went to the Olympics twice. Shakur Stevenson went to the Olympic once. So we got 2 Olympians fighting each other. Oscar Valdez, 30 fights, 23 KOs, 31 years old, from Sonora, Mexico, which I don't know what happens to Sonora, Mexico, but there's a lot of talent coming from Sonora, Mexico, and they're rough and tough, and they're fighters. I mean, they go to war. So we know Oscar Valdez recently for 2 things. One, the way that he beat Miguel Bruchette. It was a master class, but again, Bruchette really doesn't have anything to offer. Or you can't even compare Miguel Bruchette to Shakur Stevenson. Completely 2 different fighters. It's night and day. So let's not look into that fight to think or even fathom the fact or the thought that Shakur Stevenson, that Oscar Valdez is going to do the same thing to Shakur Stevenson. It's 2 different kind of fighters. It's never going to happen. 1. 2, after that, he tested positive for some green tea that he had that it was steroids. That's what he had in the system. But we've seen this before. With the Reynoso family, or what is known as the Canelo's team. Canelo himself tested positive with the second fight with Triple G, and he claimed that he ate some tainted meat. I never believed that for 1 second. Just like I didn't believe Oscar Valdez when he said he had some kind of green tea or whatever the case was. But this fight is going to be an entertaining fight. I do see this fight as a 50-50 fight. I do give the skill level to Shakur Stevenson, but the power level I give it to Oscar Valdez. Both of them, again, are Olympians. this is going to be a tough fight. Stevenson will shine for me, and he's going to outwork Valdez. I don't have any sympathy for that because of, again, the fact that Valdez tested positive for something legal in his system. So the minute that happened for me, kind of wash my hands, take a step back, and I don't like stuff like that. I just don't. I don't approve it, and it is what it is. With that said, I do think Shakur Stevenson will take this fight. Valdez didn't convince me at all his last fight. I wish they would have ruled it for the other kid. I was actually Ramson. I was actually going for Ramson just the minute. I'm telling you, the very second I found out that Valdez has something in his system, and the boxing community didn't do anything. The WBA, the WBC, nobody stood up and protested this fight, and they allowed this fight to take place. I instantly knew, and the way Oscar Valdez was conducting himself, he looked as if he was irritated every time they asked him a question, any kind of question, not just about the steroids. I knew something was going on, and I just instantly wanted him to lose. I'm not gonna lie, I just instantly wanted him to get outworked. And for me, I thought he lost the fight, but it is what it is. It's boxing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you guys in the next one. And peace.